Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, good morning. Thank you for coming. I would like to say thank you for coming to this video's presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sahida Zalzabilah from Class C English Education Department 2018. I am the 5th semester. And in this opportunity, I would like to present English for specific purposes. And my mid project from my best lecturer, his name is Mr. Adi Isma, SPD, MPD. Okay, the first, what is ESP? ESP, according to H0118342 and Ellen Water Lancaster in 1986, English for specific purposes is teaching which a specific objective. Okay, next, material of ESP. The first, the origin of ESP. Okay, there are three main reasons common to the emergence of ESP. The first, demands of brave new world. English was the key to the international currency of technology and commerce. And the second, revolution in linguistics. If language varies from one situation of use to another, it should be possible to determine the feature of specific situation and then make these features the basic of the learner's course. And the last, focus on the learners. The development of course in which relevance to learner needs and interested was performance. Okay, the next material is the development ESP. There are 5 phases of ESP development. The first, the concept of special language or register analysis. Okay, grammatical and lexical features of different registers. Use a language form related to a specific field. And the second, beyond the sentence. Rhetorical of discourse analysis. Correct and effective language to achieve certain goals, and how sentences are combined in discourse to produce meaning. And the third, target situation analysis. ESP courses need analysis. And then learned needs communication, skill, function, and structure. And the next, skill and strategies. Skill and strategies, thinking process involving language use. Focus on the underlying interpretive strategies and a context. And the last, learning context approach, describe of language process of language learning. Okay, the next material is language description. We can identify 6 main stages of development. The first, classical or traditional grammar. Description of English and other language were based on the grammars of the classical language Greek and Latin. These descriptions were based on an analysis of the role played by each word in the sentence. And then structural linguistics. In structural linguistics, the grammar of the language is described in terms of semantic structures which carry the fundamental proposition, statement, interrogative, negative, imperative, and etc. And nations, time, number, and gender. Okay, the next, transformation generative, TG grammar. For ESP, the most important lesson to be drawn from Chomsky's words was the description he made between performance, AE, surface structure, and the competence, AE, the deep level rules. Okay, next, language variation and register analysis. The language varies based on the context it is used. And the 5, functional national grammar. Functional deals with social behavior and expression the intention of the speaker, writer, like advising, warning, and threatening, describing, and etc. And the last, discourse or rhetorical analysis. This stage deals with how the meaning between sentences is generated. The important thing is the context of the language. Like I think I will go out from a walk. It is raining. Again, the 4 material theories of learning. The first, there are 3 stages of theories of learning. The first, behaviorism, learning as habit formation. In this theory said that learning is the connection process of the habit formation and a given value by quality of the frequent action of continuous stimulus and response. And the second, mentalism, thinking as rule-governed activity. From the audio-lingual method, there was considerable empirical evidence among language teachers because the method was not delivering the good result. And the last, cognitive code. Learners as thinking beings. In the behaviorism theory, the learners pretend to be passive receiver of information, but in cognitive theory, the learner are being the active process of information. Okay, there are 3 main process of cognitive. The first, the affective factor learners as emotional beings and model for learning, and the third, learning and acquisition. Okay, the fifth material, that is need analysis. The first, target need analysis, necessities, large and wants, and gathering information about need target. The most frequent use, questionnaires, interviews, observation, data collection, example, gathering text, target profile of language skill, ongoing, example, regular classes discussion. Learning needs is what the students need to do in order to learn. And then analyzing learning needs. Okay, to analyze learning need, we can use a similar checklist to that used for target situation analysis. Okay, and the last material, approach to course design. Okay, course design is the process by which the raw data about a learning needs is interpreted in order to produce integrated series of learning, teaching, learning experience. We can identify 3 main types of course design. Okay, the first, language-centered course design. This is the simple kind of course design, and is probably the one most similar to English teacher. This is particularly refinement in ESP. The language-centered course design process aims to draw as direct a connection as possible between analysis of the target situation and the contents of the ESP course. Okay. Okay, the second, skill-centered course design. The skill-centered approach is founded on two fundamental principles, theoretical and the pragmatic. The basic theoretical hypothesis. The basic theoretical hypothesis is the underlying in the language behavior are certain skill and strategies which the learner uses in order to produce or comprehend discourses. And the pragmatic basic for the skill-centered approach derives from this distinction made by Widowson 1981 between goal-oriented course and process-oriental. Okay, and the last, learning-centered approach. The learner-centered approach is based on the principle that learning is totally determined by the learner, as teachers. We can influence that we teach, but what learners learn is determined by the learners alone. Okay. Thank you very much. Just that. Okay, I think just that. If I have a mistake, I'm sorry. Apologize. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.